There is a $9 USB dongle, the size of a matchstick, that measures within striking distance of converters costing 50 times the money. Real measurements on a real audio analyzer. And almost nobody buying headphones right now has any idea it exists. That is what this video is about. The markup wall in digital audio. What a DAC actually does. Why most of the money you spend on one is paying for a story instead of the sound. And 7 converters that give you everything and charge you for nothing. First, what a DAC actually does, because the name scares people, and it should not. It takes the ones and zeros from your phone, your laptop, your streamer, and converts them into the electrical wave that moves your speaker or your headphone driver. That is the entire job. And here is why good ones got cheap. The silicon companies, ESS, AKM, and Cirrus Logic, sell the converter chips for a few dollars each. Those chips perform at levels that cost thousands 5 years ago. The heavy lifting is done before the product even has a brand name on it. What the company adds around that chip is the case, the inputs, the power supply, and the story. And the story is where the margin lives. The honest ground rule, and it never changes on this channel. A well-implemented $80 DAC and a well-implemented $800 DAC, fed the same file, will measure so close that no controlled listening test reliably separates them. Features matter. Balanced outputs matter. Build quality matters. Charging you $500 for conversion that a cheaper box already does transparently is not a feature. That is the scam. Now the thing to walk past, and it matters. In the same stores and forums selling every DAC on this list, you will find USB cables at $50, $100, $200 promising cleaner digital signal and blacker backgrounds. Understand what is wrong with that. USB audio is digital. The signal arrives as packets of data, checked by error correction. It is bit perfect, or it fails entirely. There is no gradient of quality between works and does not work. A $5 cable delivers the identical bit stream as a $200 cable with a story about silver conductors and directional shielding. The fair exception, and it is a real one. Cable length matters for reliability, and build quality matters for not snapping at the connector. Buy a well-made cable for $10 and never think about it again. Every other item in this video is either good value or genuinely great. That cable is the only thing in the category that charges for physics that do not exist. Walk past it. Number 7, and it is the least glamorous thing I will ever put on this channel. The Apple USB-C to 3.5mm dongle. $9. A white stub of plastic with no box art, no brand mythology, sold in a blister pack next to phone cases. And inside that stub is a genuine DAC and headphone amplifier miniaturized into something the size of a paperclip. Audio Science Review put this on a measurement rig, and the results embarrassed dedicated converters at 10 times the price. Clean noise performance, low output impedance, honest conversion. Not impressive for $9. Impressive for any number of dollars. What it does is simple. It takes the digital audio from your phone or laptop and converts it properly. That is the whole job, and this does that job for the price of a coffee. The fair caveat, and it is a real one. Output voltage is low. It will drive IEMS and easy headphones without breaking a sweat, but power-hungry planar magnetics will sound thin and quiet. It does not support high-resolution audio above 48 kHz, 24-bit, and it is a starting point, not a destination. But that starting point matters. Buy it, throw it in your bag, and never use a laptop headphone jack again. The first honest upgrade in audio costs $9. Number 6. If the Apple dongle is the floor, this is where the dongle category gets serious. The Fosi DS2 for about $40. Dual CS 43131D AC chips inside a device smaller than a lighter. Separate 3.5mm single-ended and 4.4mm balanced outputs. physical volume buttons wired into the signal path, and measurement numbers that compete with desktop units at 3 to 4 times the money. Why balanced matters? In one sentence, it runs the signal on 2 mirrored paths that cancel noise between them, which means cleaner output, more power, and better channel separation from a $40 stick you can clip to your shirt. The fair caveat, 3 of them. It draws power from your phone, and heavy listening will drain the battery noticeably. The balanced cable it can drive is a separate purchase, and good balanced cables are not free. And at $40 you are still in dongle territory. No remote, no display, no multiple inputs. This is a converter and an amplifier on a stick, and nothing more. But what a stick! 90% of what $100 dongle DACs deliver for $40. If you own IEMs or efficient headphones, and you want real conversion on the move, the hobby spent a decade chasing this price point. It arrived. Buy the Fosi and stop looking. Number 5, and now we leave the dongle world and put a box on the desk. The SMSL SU1 for about $79. SMSL is the brand the measurement community already knows. A Shenzhen company whose entire reputation is built on lab results rather than magazine ads. And the SU1 is their statement of intent at the entry level. Inside is an ESS Sabre ES9038 Q2M chip, the same silicon you will find in DACs at $200 to $400, sitting in a stripped-down box that does nothing but convert. No display, no headphone output, no Bluetooth, no features you did not ask for. What it does have is USB, optical, and coaxial inputs, RCA outputs, and balanced XLR outputs, which is rare at this price and means you can pair it with a balanced amplifier today without upgrading the DAC tomorrow. The fair caveat. It looks like exactly what it is. A small black rectangle with a logo on it. No romance whatsoever. And SMSL customer service operates on Shenzhen time, not yours. If you want hand-holding after the purchase, you are shopping in the wrong aisle. But if you do not care what the box looks like and you care about what the measurements say, this is the most honest engineering per dollar in desktop audio. That is a gold mine hiding behind a forgettable face. Number 4. If the SMSL is the stripped racer, this is the same engine with a dashboard. The topping E30, Mark II, about $99, and the community consensus pick for the best budget desktop DAC you can buy right now. AKM AK4 493 SEQ chip. USB, optical and coaxial inputs. RCA output. A real front panel display that shows the incoming sample rate and a remote control in the box. The display and remote sound trivial until you have lived with the SMSL and realized you had no idea what your DAC was actually doing without crawling behind the desk to check. It measures below the noise floor of most amplifiers it will ever sit next to, which is the polite way of saying the DAC is no longer the weak link in your chain. The amplifier is, the headphones are, the room is. Not this. The fair caveat. No balanced output. If you are building toward a balanced amplifier stack, the SMSL at $20 less gives you more future-proofing with those XLR outputs. And topping, like SMSL, is a Shenzhen operation. Warranty claims cross an ocean. But if someone asks what DAC should I buy, and you know nothing else about their system, their headphones, or their plans, this is the answer. The sensible default at a price that has no business being this low. Number 3, and now we cross an ocean in the other direction. The Schiit Modi Plus for about $129, designed and assembled in Valencia, California, by 2 veterans of the American high-fidelity industry who named their company exactly what you think they named it and have spent over a decade daring the market to take them seriously. What separates this from the topping and the SMSL is one piece of proprietary engineering. Schiit designed their own USB receiver called Unison, not an off-the-shelf chip, a custom-built USB input made to reject jitter and electrical noise from your computer's bus. In practice, that means you plug in one cable, it works, and you stop worrying about USB isolators, clean power hubs, and all the accessories the forums will try to sell you next. One cable. Done. ESS Saber chip. USB, optical, coaxial inputs. RCA output, made in the United States. The fair caveat: $129 buys you conversion only. No headphone amplifier, no balanced output, no display. Schiit wants you to stack it with their Magni amplifier for another $99, and that stack is genuinely excellent, but it is a 2-box commitment on your desk. And the Modi Plus is Delta Sigma conversion like everything else in this price range. If you want the Schiit house sound that people talk about online, that is a different product and it is higher on this list. But for the listener who wants to buy American, support an independent company, and get genuinely proprietary engineering at a price the legacy brands cannot touch, this is the badge. Number 2, and now we stop separating boxes. Everything before this was a converter. The iFi Zen DAC 3, at about $229, is a converter, a headphone amplifier, and a preamplifier in one brushed aluminum box with a volume knob so smooth you will adjust it just for the pleasure of touching it. Inside is a burr brown chip. Not ESS, not AKM. iFi chose the chip family known for warmth and musicality rather than clinical measurement perfection, and that is a deliberate aesthetic decision. This is the first product on this list that offers you a sound signature rather than pure transparency. And for a lot of ears, that signature is the whole point. A 4.4mm Pentacon balanced headphone output at this price, the full-size balanced standard, not the fragile 2.5mm. A 6.3mm single-ended output. RCA and balanced line outputs for powered speakers. X-Bass plus analog bass boost and power match gain switching, which is hardware EQ that works without touching software. The fair caveat: 3 of them. At $229, it is no longer an impulse buy, and Chinese competitors offer similar specs for less. Power output is limited, so this drives IEMs and mid-impedance headphones comfortably, but not 600 ohm biodynamics. And iFi does not include the external power supply that their own engineers quietly admit makes it better. That costs another $79. But as the most complete single box on this list, one purchase that replaces a laptop headphone jack with a genuine hi-fi desktop experience, nothing else here touches it. And number 1, the one that made me sit up. Every other DAC on this list uses Delta Sigma conversion, the modern method, the one that measures flawlessly, the one every chip manufacturer has optimized to near perfection. The Schiit Modi Multibit 2 does not. This is R2R ladder conversion. The older method, the one that builds the analog wave from individual resistor rungs instead of mathematically reconstructing it from a high-speed bit stream. It is the method CD players used in the 1980s, refined with modern components and Schiit's own custom digital filter, built in the same California facility as the Modi Plus for $199. Why it matters. R2R sounds different. The lower mid-range has body. Vocals have weight and presence. Acoustic instruments sound more physical, more real, in a way that is difficult to describe but immediately obvious when you switch from a Delta Sigma DAC sitting right next to it. It measures slightly worse on paper. It sounds more like music to a significant number of trained ears. That is the trade, and it is a real one. The fair caveat: this is a philosophical choice, not an objectively better one. The measurements trail a $79 SMSL. If you believe transparent is always superior, this is not your DAC. And like the Modi Plus, it is conversion only. No headphone amp, no balanced output. But it is the only converter on this list that sounds like itself instead of sounding like nothing. A point of view built in America using a conversion method the mainstream abandoned. and the audiophile world never stopped loving. That is the gold mine of this list.